Hi everyone and welcome to the Kmacstudio's YouTube channel. Today we are doing this warm, dramatic, smoky eye with a hint of sparkle and pointed tear ducts. First, what you want to do is you want to apply your tape. This is what's going to give the very sharp line at the edge. Make sure you leave a gap underneath so that the eyeshadow will continue underneath the eye. Now what we're doing is we're counteracting any darkness under the eyes by applying NYX Studio Finish Concealer, and this is the shade NC15. Before we apply eyeshadow, the first step is applying a base. This one is by NYX Cosmetics and it's just a white base. Now, because I'm so pale, we're doing some highlighting on the face with a white paint stick by MAC. We find it much easier to apply the highlight to the brow bone before the eyeshadow, that way it doesn't affect the eyeshadow later on in the look. For this, use a white eyeshadow. This one is by Illamasqua. We're then filling in the brows using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. This one is dark brown and we're filling out the outside of the brow and leaving a small gap at the beginning. Then using another brush, we're blending it forward to create the faded effect that we all love. Once you've got the shape that you want, if you've made any mistakes, now's the chance to fix them. You can either use a concealer, or in my case, we're using the white paint stick by MAC and a flat concealer brush, and what to do is just sharpen around the edges. This means you can cover up any parts where you've gone over. Now moving on to eyeshadow, we're first laying down a transition colour. We're placing this all over the lid, and for this we're actually using MAC's Mineralize Skinfinish in dark. Then using a terracotta colour from a Nye palette, we're placing that on the lid but not as far up as the colour before. Then we're placing a dark Kohl pencil in the waterline. This one is by MAC and it's called Smolder. And taking a small detailer brush, we're going to smoke that right under the eye. Taking your Kohl pencil again, or Smolder by MAC, we're going to place that all over the lid. This doesn't have to be neat because we're then going to take an eyeshadow and smoke it out. All the other matte eyeshadows we're using in this look are by Nye, and you can find them in the big palettes. Then, once you're happy with your blending, you can then go ahead and take the tape off, which will leave a nice sharp edge. If you want this to be more dramatic, we can then take a concealer and sharpen it up with a concealer brush. Kellyanne has gone back in with a red eyeshadow just to give it that extra pop. The one we're using is by Sugarpill and it's called Love Plus. Now for a liner, we're using Illamasqua's Precision Gel Liner, and we're taking that in the inner corner, joining it up to create the pointed tear ducts and following it out to the edge to create a nice wing. Then using a black eyeshadow, we're smoking that liner up to give it a more vivid, dramatic effect. Now we're applying some lashes. These ones are by Kmacstudio and they're actually the new collection which is not yet launched, so this will give you a sneak peek. Moving on to the skin, we're using the MAC paint stick in white to highlight the face because I'm so pale, and we're doing that on the highest points of the face, so the forehead, down the nose, the cheekbones and the chin. Then just blend that out with a buffing brush. Now it's time to apply the foundation. The one we're using is Kmacstudio Fix Foundation and the colour is NW10. What you want to do is apply this around where you've highlighted, and then once you've got the product on, use stippling motions to blend it into the highlight to create a seamless effect. We are setting under the eyes and the highlight with Nye's Super White Powder. Then spray a brush with Fix Plus and apply MAC's Rose Pigment to the centre of the lid, and this will give a nice sheen. Then if you want to add a bit more sparkle, we're using Lit Cosmetics glitter and we're patting that on to the centre of the lid using their Sugar. Now it's time to go over the lash band just to hide any flaws with some Precision Gel Liner by Illamasqua. Then moving on to contour, we're using powder contour, we're using MAC's Mineralize Skinfinish in medium, and then we're going to deepen that up with MAC's blush in Harmony. Now it's time to line the lips. We're using a NYX Lipliner, just any nude lip liner will do. Now we're applying a nude lipstick. The one we're using is by MAC and it's called Twig. Last of all, we're going to apply some powder highlighter. This one is by Inglot and it's a loose highlighter. And that is the final look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this and learned something new today. Remember to subscribe to our channel as we'll be uploading some more tutorials soon. Also make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll see you in the next video.